Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you being here today. We're going to build our chicken processing kill cone station, and we're also going to show you our chicken processing setup. So if you ever done broiler chickens or you're thinking about doing that in the future, we're going to show you the setup that we use and the steps that we take to do that. So stick with us on today's video. We're going to utilize unpressure treated 2x4s, and the reason why we're doing unpressure treated is we want to make sure it's nice and light, we can move around, but also we're going to store this inside. It's not going to be out in the weather. First thing we want to do is determine the height of this chicken processing kill cone station. That's a mouthful right there. I'm going to try to make it about shoulder height, so when we put the chickens in, it's not going to be too high for us to reach over. I can bend down and dispatch them that way. So roughly about shoulder height, and we're going to build that.
Each of these boards I'm cutting are 5 feet in length.
Okay, this next step, we're going to be putting in the braces at the bottom. 16.5.
Hear me?
What?
It's a long tape measure.
Yep. Just ignore. Y'all got that annoying person on your job site? Yep. She's in
That's
the
a powerful
window.
drill.
Can't hear you, Peach. Oh, I don't know what happened, but I think my video storage was down. But this is essentially what I did. I cut these. These are the leftover pieces, and I measured them 16, so they're about 32 inches long, and 32 and 32, and I braced up the middle support. So these are the legs for the middle support. And this is how it's going to be. One right here, and one right here. Now I'm going to take the remaining pieces, 2x4s, and they're going to go across. So I'm going to get those nice and squared up, and then we'll be good to go. When you don't have an extra set of hands, just use the screws. Make your own little brace. So I'll put that on the end just to give me a set of hands. While we get this lined up. A little bit tricky, but again, you're just gonna use this to kill chickens on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I like doing a quality job. That looks pretty good. So you can see how it's coming together. And we're just going to repeat. Again, these are 5 feet boards, and the cross braces down here, the legs, are just what was left over. All right, kill cone number 1. All right, kill cone number 2. All right, this next part, we're gonna put this 1x6. We're gonna put it just behind the kill cones, just so it gives it a little bit of resistance during the processing. And there you go, kill cone station. And the reason why we put this 1x6 here is because, you know, when you're dispatching a chicken, their involuntary reflexes are going to be going everywhere. And if this thing starts to move and shake, it'll hit this and keep it in place. Plus, now we can attach a bucket to the other side, and that can catch all of the blood. So there you go, for about 20 bucks, got you a kill cone station. But this also gives us room if we want to slide these out and add a third one in the middle. We have plenty of space to do that. It's stable, it's not going to go anywhere, and we can move this around. It's fairly light considering all the 2x4s. But this is our new kill cone station. The final move. Woohoo! These birds have gotten fat. Butt bumpers have survived and nobody's eaten them. Surprisingly, yes. So they're in their final resting place. Enjoy the fresh grass. Tomorrow morning will be the worst day in your life and you don't even know it. They lived a great life, fresh grass,
one bad day.
Clean water, beautiful air. Look at that view. I know you can't see from here, but that's the mountains. There you go, final move. You're doing a good job, sweetie. Well, we're down here where the broiler chicks are for their final spot for the night. They have gotten extremely big, and tomorrow morning we are going to start the processing. There is the kill cone stand that we built, part one of this video. And so this is in close proximity to the chickens. We've got about 38 to 40 that we're going to process, and there's a few that aren't quite ready yet, and we're going to let them continue to grow and we'll process them later. So this is the beginning portion. Our daughter, Emery, she is the chicken wrangler, so she's going to be the one taking them out of the chicken tractors, and she's going to be bringing them to me. I'm going to be the one that's going to dispatch them, and then my son and his two buddies, Cash and Mason, are going to be helping take the birds up to the garage area where the scalder and the plucker is, and that's what I'm going to show you next. And here we are up top of the ridge. This is our processing setup. So we've got our water that is currently heating up because this takes the longest. This is just a turkey fryer, 30 quart. Should hold at least 1 or 2 meat birds. We've got it going. There's our heat gloves so you don't have to get your hands all wet and get them scalding hot. The plucker. All right, here is the awesome thing right here that people are always making comments like, oh my God, it's like a medieval torture device. But no chickens are harmed in the making with the plucker, and we just spray water in that. Speaking of water, we got our hose. Now, since we are processing these and to sell, this is a food grade hose, human use hose. So this has been approved by our local North Carolina Ag Department. And then they come to the table right here. We've got our gloves. We've got our separate buckets for the hearts, the livers, the feet, our knives, which have been nicely sharpened. Then they go into what we call the pink bath. So this is water, ice, and white vinegar. This helps to kind of purify it a little bit. They don't sit in there very long, 30 seconds to a minute. Then they come to the other 2 coolers right here for their final cool down. So the goal in the coolers is to get them down as close to 40 degrees as you can. Then we put them in the bags, bring them back over here to the turkey fryer, and we soak them in the bags and seal up the bags nice and tight, and then we weigh them. So there you go. There's our setup for chicken processing. We're getting ready to rock and roll today. We've got another video coming out. So as soon as this video ends, on the end screen, just click that video and you'll see the actual processing of the chickens today. So click that video starting right now.